I'm David Stark, and welcome to my Jackass. I'm David Stark, and welcome to my Jackass movie review. Hey everyone, I hope you liked that introduction. If you like, stick around to the end. I'm going to put some outtakes of other things I tried that I didn't use. Hopefully you enjoy those as well. But I'm here to talk to you about Jackass Forever, which is coming to theaters on February 4th, 2022. It is a long time coming. It is the 20-year anniversary of Jackass, and they're back in a new movie. The film has a lot of the original cast members of Jackass. Surprisingly, they came back and they're still doing it, but also has some new young members to kind of carry the torch and share the load, because these stunts are painful. I can't believe the original actors are still doing it, and I can't believe what the young bucks do, knowing what they know about Jackass and knowing what's going to happen. So my hot take on this film is watch it. If you like Jackass at all, you're going to love it. It has kind of everything you know and love about Jackass, all the ridiculous situations, the crude humor, the dick punches, like everything that you want in Jackass, this has, and it has it up to 11. It's everything you love about Jackass, except 20 years later, but no wiser. You also have a bunch of new cast members coming in to help carry the load, but you do have a lot of the original cast members here, and they get involved in the stunts. Like, it is Jackass, it is big, it is up to 11, and it is a lot of fun. I don't think I've laughed in a movie as much as I have in this film. It's been a very long time. I'm gonna tell you a little about the film, a few things I liked, a cautionary warning, and then go into my top 5 favorite stunts. So as you can imagine, there'll be some spoilers. Like, I'll talk a little about the stunts too, but a lot of them you've already seen in the trailers, so you might already know. But if you don't want to know anything about the film, you don't know anything about the stunts, turn it off now. But I mean, there's like, I think I counted like 40 something scenarios in this film, so there's a lot of funny humor. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not going to talk about. Definitely go see it. It is really, really funny, and it's everything you know and love about Jackass. So the first thing I liked is it's Jackass. This is everything you love, except it's amped up to 11. It has a lot of this. It has a lot of the kind of crude humor, the ridiculous situations, the pranks, and the painful scenarios. I mean, there's a lot of pain in this movie. I was cringing a lot. I was laughing a lot. I had a lot of fun watching it. It did feel like, going back and seeing the original series. So the second thing I loved about this film is the love. And this is an interesting one, but you do see kind of the friendship and love that the old guard have for each other, and then also that these young new cast members bring into this film. Like, everyone is hurting each other, but they do it for entertainment, and you can definitely tell that everyone cares about each other. Like, they'll prank each other, they'll like rib each other, but then they'll hug each other after and check on everyone to make sure they're okay. You can definitely tell that everyone here loves Jackass, loves what it stands for, and has either loved making it or has been really influenced by it. Like, some of the young people in this film, they have Jackass tattoos, like, that they got, I don't know, maybe for the movie, but they know how much this means to them, and they definitely show it both on their body and with their body, because they are some painful stunts. The third thing I love is the insanity, and that's kind of related to the first one. I mean, this is Jackass, so you're gonna have some insane stunts, some things that look very painful. Again, don't try these at home. They have multiple warnings throughout this that these are professionals and they're in a safe environment, safe-ish, and do not try these at home, because there are some insane stunts, and it feels like they amp it up to 11 for the movies. Like, the movies kind of have more production values, some bigger scenarios, just some additional takes on things, and it kind of does everything right. Like, it feels authentic, it feels original, and it feels just like a lot of fun. Especially, it starts with this really great opening production that's like a Godzilla riff. That was really, really funny and a great way to start. It kind of introduces all the characters in the film and also the type of humor that Jackass has. And the last thing I loved is the old guard. And this is not to take away from the new cast members that kind of stepped in and filled out these roles. I was surprised to see a lot of the older Jackass members step in and really take kind of take a large role in this. I mean, you had Johnny Knoxville, you had Steve-O, you had Chris Pontius, you had Dave England, you had Wee Man, you had Ehren, you had Preston, Lacy, you had all the people that you've grown up with, seen get hurt, do these ridiculous things. They all came back for this, and they stepped up as well. Like, I was amazed by everything that Johnny Knoxville does. I mean, this is kind of his show. He totally could have just stepped back and kind of been the ringmaster and kind of corralled all the stunts, but he gets in there and he gets involved and he gets hurt in this film. So I love seeing the old guard back. I was amazed at everything that they did, and they still did for this, but it was really fun to kind of see them reprise their roles. And kind of bring them up. I mean, there's a lot of very painful things that these people do, and I can't imagine, like, there's one thing to do when you're young and invincible. 20 years older like that, I don't want to see the recovery on these on these actors, because they must have been a long recovery process. I hope they're all fine, because man, that was an entertaining show. So this is kind of a neutral point. It's not good or bad. This is just a neutral thing. If you don't like Jackass, you are not going to like this movie. It's not going to change your perspective. It's not going to make you think any differently. Like, you have to love Jackass to love this movie, because like I said, this has everything that Jackass has. It has crude humor, it has painful scenarios, it has really awkward situations, it has poop jokes, it has dick punches, it has everything you love about Jackass in this film. And so if you don't like Jackass, you're not going to want to watch this film. But if you do like Jackass, oh, you are in for an experience. Now I'm going to go into, there really wasn't anything I didn't like. I mean, I thought that this film was really fun. Like, it was a nice kind of callback to what made Jackass so special. So I didn't really not like anything. I guess I kind of wish there was more, but it's already an hour, 40 minutes, and it feels like they go through a whole lot of scenarios. I don't know if they could have actually survived much more. So I think it's, it's a good collection. If you like this type of humor in this series, you're going to love it. Now I'm going to go into my top 5 stunts from this film. And like I said, there's like 40 scenarios. There's a lot going on. But if you don't want to know about the stunts in this film, if you don't want to know what happens, turn this off now. But I'll try not to spoil them completely. I'll try to kind of brush on them, but there will be some spoilers on what happens. So the number 5 was the Flight of Icarus. This one was just a lot of fun. It was basically involved Johnny Knoxville shooting himself out of a cannon into a lake. But what I loved is this had that kind of big spectacle that you would expect in a Jackass movie. The cannon was huge. It shot Johnny Knoxville pretty high up. He landed painfully, and he did his Johnny Knoxville thing. Like, he kind of sold it perfectly. He leaned into this role, and he did it, which is, again, one of the things I love, is that the old guard stepped in and did these stunts. And this is kind of Johnny Knoxville showing why he kind of is the ringleader of this crazy crew. And it was just really refreshing to see him back and see him do these stunts. Number 4 was the Vomitron. This was a very involved, long stunt. I think it was actually the last stunt, and it involved basically drinking milk and then going into a revolving, playground type apparatus until people threw up. But then around them, all this other craziness happens. There's explosions. There's like a military theme. Like, it starts off simple and then kind of ratchets up to 11. And I loved the theatrics. I loved the silliness. And, I kind of loved that everyone got involved in this stunt. The number 3 for me was Silence of the Lambs. This one was just a very strange scenario. It was one where you had one situation and then they just flipped the switch completely. They got these people in a room and then just like shut off the lights and messed with them. And so you had a lot of tension as people are kind of trying to figure out what's happening. You had some callbacks to the actual Silence of the Lambs that were pretty funny. You had like a Buffalo Bill type character. And overall, this was just a lot of fun to see. And the reactions were pretty ridiculous. And it was a pretty involved one, which I liked as well. It wasn't this like quick hit. This had layers, lots of layers. Number 2 was the cup challenge. And this was probably also the most painful challenge, but this involved Ehren wearing a cup and getting hit in the cup. So essentially his junk, but it's protected by a cup, but it only protects so much, with some very painful, impactful things. And there were multiple scenarios here, and I'm amazed that Ehren kept doing it, because each one seemed more painful than the last. And there was a lot of cringing, a lot of pain, and just a lot of like really tense buildup as you were waiting for the event to happen. And so I thought this one was really good, and also just kind of recognize everything Ehren went through in this one, because this one looked really painful. And the last, number 1 for me, was the lie detector, because this had a little bit of theatrics. It had kind of a setup and then a flip the switch. Again, this one involved Ehren. And I think you've probably seen this in the trailers. This one involves honey, salmon, and a bear. And it was very tense. I was kind of holding my breath the entire time. You know that they're probably pretty safe, but this one still was very nerve-wracking. So the lie detector, I think, was number 1, but all of these stunts were funny. There really weren't any duds in this. Everything was pretty funny. Oh, and another thing that I really liked, I guess this would be number 5, there were a bunch of cameos. You had a bunch of cameos from celebrities, from various personalities who got involved in some of the stunts and some of the filming, and then also were involved in some of the actual painful scenarios. You had some of them, you had some of them kind of start off as, I don't know, not props, but as members of the cast, and then they got involved and got, shocked or got surprised or got hit. And I liked seeing that. Like, I liked the scenarios because it was fun to kind of see people randomly you're like, oh, I recognize that person. Oh, I recognize that person. But then it was also really fun to see them get involved and kind of be part of the whole Jackass humor and Jackass pain. That's Jackass Forever. It's a lot of fun. It's a crazy, crazy situation. And it's everything you love about the original. It's coming to theaters on February 4th, 2022. And also stick around for the credits. There are some outtakes. There's some other scenarios that weren't used. And they also do a good job of kind of lining up things that happened in this movie with some of the original stunts to see just kind of how the people have changed, but also how they haven't, right? Like you see someone 20 years apart, but doing the same stuff. It was really fun to see. And it was also kind of a nice callback to the original series that I think everyone got hooked on. So thanks so much for watching. Stick around after this. I'll have some of my outtakes for my own thing. They won't be as painful as Jackass, but hopefully you'll find them funny. And thanks so much for watching. If you liked this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. And please check out my other content. I've got other reviews, interviews, unboxing videos, and recommendations. Thank you. I'm David Stark, and welcome to my Jackass movie. Hey, you gotta wait. You gotta wait. I'm David Stark, and welcome to my. I'm David Stark, and welcome to my. Ah! I'm David Stark, and welcome to my Jackass movie review. Yeah, just don't do it too hard. Let's try it right here. Can you try? Oh, that's good. I like that. I'm David Stark, and welcome to my Jackass movie. I'm David Stark, and welcome to my Jackass. Oh, I wasn't looking. I'm David Stark, and welcome to my Jackass movie review. Oh, gotta go a little higher up here if you can. I'm David Stark, and welcome to my Jackass movie review. I'm David Stark, and welcome to my Jackass movie review. I'm David Stark, and welcome to my Jackass movie review. I'm David Stark, and welcome to my Jackass movie review. All right, I think we got it.